Howdy folks, I'm Brian,
I'm Amber.
and here's some Sunday morning Reddit. So it's a little bit different for the Sunday morning because we've got an update and maybe kind of a pre-follow-up. So I'll let you folks see what that's all about in a second. So this letter is titled, Update on my Jessica Rabbit saga. So if you remember a little while ago, there was a post about this person who was working at a job and their coworkers were calling them Jessica behind their back, as in Jessica Rabbit. This is a follow-up to that story. Hello, if you are reading this, thank you all for your support on my original post. I won't go through the hassle of being approved by the mods there, so I'll post here. Well, I was fired. They said that I was creating a hostile work environment and had a meeting with HR where they told me to quit. Since I've been hostile with my coworkers and not giving my best effort, I was doing the exact amount of work that is mentioned in my contract, but I refused to quit. I insisted that, and they refused to terminate me. Finally, they gave up and fired me. I can't say too much right now, but I'll sue for wrongful termination. On top of the sexual harassment, I think that I have my back covered, and I can afford to be jobless for a few months, and I have a lawyer. There are some sketchy things in this company. Everyone in the big positions, including my boss, HR, etc., are related somehow to the owner of the company. Also, I've made the calculations. Financially, earnings, expenses, incomes, taxes, and salaries doesn't add up. But I'll just focus on my case and hope that whatever is going on there comes out in court. Thanks for reading, and I'll be out for a while. All right, folks, what do you think of that update?
Well, it's unfortunate in some ways, but best of luck to OP. I hope you win your court case, and I hope these people get sunk because that's a bad way to run a business.
It is. And I mean, I think that this is really terrible that they treated her this way, and it sounds like there's just a lot of nepotism and maybe even embezzlement. So hopefully OP can sue them and win this case because it's completely unacceptable to, sexually harass somebody in the job here.
And then to be like, oh, you're creating a hostile environment by not letting people harass you.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyhow, OP, take care and good luck. Am I the jerk for suggesting that my girlfriend's mother is trying to control her? Alright, so just yesterday, we read a story where the mother was overbearing. And because this looks like it might be the exact same story, but written from a different perspective. I, Lisa, a 23-year-old female, met a girl, Dana, a 23-year-old female, online, and we've been in a relationship for about 5 months. We haven't had our first date yet, but we're going out for a movie and dinner this week when we're both off of work. We have so much in common, and I enjoy her company. One of the main things that we have in common is that we still both live with our parents. I have a car, and my girlfriend used to have a car, but for some reason they could not fix it, and now it's sitting in a junkyard, her words. Her mom is their only ride, and she takes her to school and to work and to any other places that she needs to go. Well, about a week ago, she told her mom that she wanted to go out for dinner and a movie with a friend that she met online. According to her, her mom immediately shut down the idea and told her that she could not go out with some stranger that she met online, which is a fair concern. Well, to prove that I am in fact a girl and not a man trying to take advantage of her, me and her mom FaceTimed each other, and she told me that the only way that this date will work is if I come to their house, park my car in their driveway, and her mom will take both me and Dana to the movies and dinner in her van because she doesn't trust me not to drive her daughter away into the sunset, never to be seen again. Well, today I asked Dana why her mom was so overprotective of her, especially since we're both adults. She says she doesn't know why, but she's always been like that, and suggested it might be because she's the baby of the family. I asked her why they didn't try to fix her old car or buy her a new one so that she can be more independent, and she said that cars aren't exactly cheap. As for why they didn't fix it, she said they tried, but nothing worked. I then suggested that I think her mom is trying to control her by keeping her at home. Dana then says that her mom always encourages her to go out and not to sleep her life away in her room. I then said if that were true, she would actively be trying to get her a car. We started arguing about her mom, and she said that I don't know her enough to be making those kinds of assumptions, and that her mom just wants her to be safe. The argument ended in Dana telling me good night and going to sleep. I still see it as her mom trying to control where she goes and who she sees. Am I really the jerk here? Alright, folks, what do you think, jerk or not the jerk?
I mean, I don't know if I can judge this knowing that I've read the other iteration of the letter. There's definitely some concerning things in here about, like, the mother does seem controlling.
Yeah.
But,
the question is, are these written by the same person?
My guess would be that they're the same person, because if you look at this one right here, OP was rated the jerk, which I don't necessarily agree with. But...
Yeah, I think that they're... I think that maybe OP was trying their hand at a second letter.
Yeah, like they didn't get the outcome they wanted, and so they tried writing it from the mom's perspective, because the mom is very obviously the jerk. Like, I'm not saying everything OP did, how she handled the situation was great.
Yeah.
But I do think there is an issue with the mom being controlling. And if you do think someone's being controlled, that's not the way to approach the situation at all. So OP did mess up.
Yeah.
But I think she didn't get the answer she wanted, so maybe she flipped it to try and, show her girlfriend some sense or something like that.
Yeah, it could just be that she wanted to post here because she thought that this would be a good way to convince her girlfriend that she was being controlled. But then when it didn't work out that way, she's like, oh, well, I still want to convince my girlfriend of this, so maybe I'll write this from a different perspective, right? So it could be that. It could be that these two are completely unrelated. I don't know for sure. No one does, right? But it's really interesting that these two stories came out relatively close to each other.
Well, and they're literally, like, the details are the same. They have to be by people in the same situation.
Yeah, the details are so close that I couldn't see them not being the same story. So let me know what you folks think about this one. I think it's going to be really hard to judge personally because I don't know, like, I feel like we already have a different side, a different perspective. We've been biased towards, OP not necessarily being the jerk here, but also, like, yeah, maybe everyone's a little bit to blame. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Grandpa's Cabbage says, you're the jerk. Your privilege is showing. Assuming that someone can afford a car or afford to fix anything that could be wrong with it is absurd. I do find the mom requiring that she drive two 23-year-olds to their date a bit strange. Yeah, I do think that that's like a strange part.
Well, and it's more than, I think it goes beyond strange.
Yeah, I think that it shows, like, that would be a red flag, I think, for most people to have their mom drive them to a date at 23. It's just one of those things where you kind of expect your partner at 23 to be more independent. So, yeah. And so it goes, 24 says, I kept my old Saab so my son could have it when he went to college. My husband wanted to give it away to the junk man so he wouldn't have to get the plates renewed or pay insurance on it. My husband is a smart man, but he could not see how this was much cheaper than buying our son a car. I'm still shaking my head about the whole silly disagreement, and no, our son never asked for a car. No way he'd do it. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I have some tea right here. Amber also has some tea. And she has a joke for us.
How do you make gold soup?
You make gold soup by first taking gold powder and pouring into water. And there you go. You got gold soup.
What kind of bougie rich person are you that you have gold powder to throw into your soup? No, Brian.
You asked how.
Brian, the answer is you start with 14 carrots.
That's not gold. That's carrot soup. No, I reject your premise. I reject your peasant food. I refuse to eat anything that doesn't have real gold in it. This is an outrage. Wait, I'm recording, aren't I? I mean, I'm very poor. Please help the pauper.
Brian's tea doesn't have any gold in it, and none of his food does. Don't tell him.
And I have Earl Grey that does not have gold in it. Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider giving me a like. And if you didn't, consider giving me a dislike. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Bye!